Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have some more fun news for you today. Today has been a fun news day. So I don't know if you guys all heard about this, but one of Elon Musk's baby mamas, she is just spilling all the tea. And she's not just dishing the dirt on Musk, but she's also telling all the dirty secrets about the MAGA movement, about right wing media figures. So I've been watching her TikTok videos. I sent her a DM, asked her to come on the show. So we'll see if she takes me up on it. But here's the latest. Here's what she just dished about MAGA media. They don't actually seem to believe in the BS that they're saying because they're pushing MAGA propaganda and they're literally being paid to do so. So we have to question everything. So this is her that you see here. This is Ashley St. Clair that you see on the screen. This was an article about all of this. Before I dive into all these details about all these grifters and why she turned on them, please do me a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button below this video. It is free. Really, really helps the show to get more eyeballs on it and helps to keep it going. So greatly appreciate that if you would do that. So here's what's going down. Here's the deal. So 27-year-old Ashley St. Clair, she was a MAGA influencer. She had over 1 million followers on Twitter. She was hanging out at Mar-a-Lago with all of the elites. She was a spokesperson at one point for Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk's organization. She was also on Fox News periodically. She even co-authored an anti-trans children's book. Okay. That's how deep in the weeds she was. Last year, you guys might have heard about this. She announced on Twitter, like just out of the blue, mentioned that, haven't been getting child support payments or something like that. It comes out that, oh, yeah, I had a baby with Elon Musk. So, she had one of his 10,359 children. I mean, I'm exaggerating, of course, but not by much. The guy's just been spreading his seed everywhere, his weird seed. Anyway, St. Clair is now saying, I regret everything. I regret all of my previous thoughts and views and statements and actions. And she is saying she was having reservations for a while about her conservative beliefs and the whole MAGA movement, but she feared, quote, blowing up her entire life. So that's why she didn't speak out sooner. So she has now gone as far as to remove her name from that anti-trans book. She's trying to make amends, take it all back. And she is now exposing all of MAGA's dirty little secrets that most, if not all of them, all these influencers and, these media figures, they are paid shills. So check this out. This is just a small portion of what she said in this video, but I took all the highlights so you guys understand exactly what she's saying.
Main avenues for this influence are group chats, paid influence campaigns, and parties. Now, for the group chats, they operate with large influencers, particularly on Twitter. That is their primary mode of communication is Twitter. And they will have these giant group chats that make influencers and individuals feel important because they are in group chats with members of the administration, people on the Trump team, in which they coordinate these messaging tactics. What I really want to focus on, though, is the paid campaigns, because this is able to fester through many loopholes within our own regulations and laws. Because since what they're promoting is messaging or petitions or campaigns and not a service or a product, they do not have to disclose that they are paid for this on social media. So they have these Republican operatives, some of which were former White House, who build out these platforms that these right-wing influencers can log onto and see active campaigns and sign up for and get paid for promoting certain messaging, certain initiatives, certain petitions. And this pay is typically, per click. Sometimes it's a flat rate, but it is everything from, hey, tell your audience to call their members of Congress and vote a particular way on this bill, or, have your followers sign this petition, promote this propaganda. They are given a script, they are paid, and they post it. And again, they also have these group chats with members of the administration and high up officials that, especially when a scandal or controversy breaks out, all of this messaging is coordinated. Hey, here's how we respond to the files. Here's how we respond to the war. Here is how we respond to everything. So there's this entire ecosystem of large influencers, all of the largest influencers that you have seen in the right wing. 99% of them are paid or compensated or having their back scratched in one way or another. And then this trickles down because the people under them, these smaller influencers, are not aware of this. So when they're looking to these larger accounts in response to controversies or messaging, what they're seeing is actually very coordinated and very sophisticated influence campaigns from the top. There is no free thinking here whatsoever. They are waiting to get marching orders and a direct deposit. I was aware of this several times in regards to Israel, where Republican companies, right-wing companies, private media companies were offered millions of dollars to promote pro-Israel messaging and just sprinkle in things. So they're also doing this very covertly when they're making these asks. They're saying, let's just sprinkle it in here and there. At one point, I was offered a lot of money to promote Rick Grinnell for Secretary of State when the Trump administration admin picks were happening. And at the other end of almost all of these payments are also confidentiality agreements, meaning that even if these individuals involved had a change of heart and realized that they are participating in great evil, that they cannot speak up about it or they will get sued into oblivion.
Yeah, so it's not our imagination, right? We've all suspected instinctively that the right appeared to be all singing the same tune. Oh, this seems coordinated, right? Like what happened after the latest alleged assassination attempt. That is a perfect example. Immediately, there was like every single MAGA influencer on Twitter all publishing a variation of the same exact message. They were all saying, "Oh, see, this is why we need the White House ballroom. This is why we need Trump's ballroom. This is about national security, blah, blah, blah." Which, just an aside, just want to throw this out there. If I was president, or if I could counsel the next Democratic president, every single thing that Donald Trump is building right now and putting his name on, the next Democratic president needs to tear his name off of it. Don't tear it down. Don't tear down the ballroom. Just tear his name off of it and put Obama's name on everything. You want to watch MAGA heads explode? Put Obama's name on everything. The Obama ballroom. They will lose their freaking minds. It would be the best ever. Anyway, back to this. So this is how they're doing it. This is how and why they're doing it, because they are literally being paid to push the propaganda for the administration. And St. Clair, she has the receipts. She can prove all of this. She was interviewed by the Washington Post, and she gave them some screenshots from one of these influencer messaging platforms, one of these websites that she was talking about there. So it was a marketing campaign for MAGA influencers with talking points about the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th. This is so sick. So the site that she shared with them instructed these influencers to, quote, pledge to vote against any House members who supported Trump's impeachment. They were sent to Washington to work for the American people, not divide us. Those were the talking points that they were given. I will vote, you should vote against anyone who or oust anyone who plans to vote to impeach Trump or had voted against him. And, they're there to work for us. So, I mean, it's just so obvious that we've known. Like I said, we've suspected this. We've known for a long time that this is probably what's going on, but we didn't know until now that they were actually being paid to do this. And I have to say, I give St. Clair a lot of credit. She is taking on and exposing corruption that involves some of the most powerful people in government and in the media, in the world. I mean, this is a 27-year-old mother of two, And here's the thing, if I was a MAGA voter, I would be absolutely livid. I would be furious right now. I'd be pissed off. You are being completely manipulated by these influencers who don't actually believe what they're saying. They don't give a damn, right? They're just telling you what they need to tell you so they can line their pockets. And then all of these people go along with it. All the normies, the regular people go, "Oh, well, if every MAGA influencer is saying the same thing, it must be true." It is so gross. And this is what pissed me off about Brian Tyler Cohen on the left setting up that group called Chorus. It was the same thing. They were paying commentators for content. Now, I don't know that they were giving them talking points, but they were paying them to put out messaging, and they were apparent, from what was eventually leaked, they were in control, and you had to run your content by them. You couldn't just post whatever the hell you want. And they were paying up to $8,000 a month to push Democratic Party messaging. And they weren't allowed to tell the audience that they were involved in the project and receiving this money. And, for anyone who doubts what I'm saying here, I actually put together this clip so you could see. This is an article about it. This was in Wired news outlet. And they laid out all the details, all of the behind the scenes stuff. I guess there were people who didn't want to do it, who ended up leaking to the media about this. But this completely undermines the credibility and the message of the party, right? And it undermines the credibility of the messengers, because viewers want to know, are you saying this because it's what you truly believe? Or is this because you're being paid to? Are you just telling me this because you're being paid and you're pretending that you believe this and you like this or whatever? You back this candidate. I mean, like Ashley St. Clair said, she was going to be paid a bunch of money to go out there and cheerlead for one of Donald Trump's officials that he was trying to get pushed through. Like, all of the MAGA audience then thinks, oh, well, all of these MAGA influencers want this person. They must be great. So I am so against this on the left and the right. I mean, if you want to amplify voices across the spectrum, you want to amplify, or not even across the spectrum, but if in your own party, then do that, right? Get everybody together, say, hey, let's cross post, let's retweet each other's messages so that it's coming from a chorus of people. But don't pay people to put out videos, because then it always comes into question. And, with that whole chorus thing with Brian Tyler Cohen, I mean, David Pakman was involved, Leigh McGowan, however you pronounce her name, politics girl. I mean, I now question what they say, because I don't know. Is it what they believe, or is it because they're being paid $8,000 a month? So anyway, guys, It's wrong regardless of which side you fall on. I don't care. I mean, independent media should truly be independent, not like, "Oh, I'm paid to say this." You guys wouldn't trust me if I was being paid to make this video right now, right? I mean, it's not the same as doing like an ad for a product where somebody obviously knows, okay, you're promoting a product, you're getting paid. But when you're just supposedly coming on as a commentator, as a political analyst, or whatever you call yourself, and giving your opinion, people want to know it's your real opinion, not something you're being paid to say. And you're a puppet, and the strings are being pulled by some nefarious, potentially, person. So, anyway, I hope that Ashley St. Clair takes me up on my offer. I hope that she comes on the show. I have so many questions for her, some of them a little personal, but I want to ask because I'm just like that. I ask questions. Anyway, I will let you guys know. Hopefully, you will see her here. And if I hear any more on the story, I will get it to you. So, thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.